At 4:02 in the morning on January 14, 2006, a snowplow driver named Delroy Hask keyed his radio on County Road 12 in Beltrami County, Minnesota, and said 6 words. "There's a car in the tree line." Dispatch asked him to repeat it. He didn't. The next transmission from his unit came 41 minutes later, and it wasn't Delroy's voice. The car in the tree line had been sitting there for 19 years, 4 feet off a county road that 200 people drove every single day. And the reason nobody found it wasn't that it was hidden well. It's that somebody had already reported it twice, and both reports were filed under the wrong name. Delroy Hask was 58 years old and had run the same plow route for 11 winters. Bemidji out to the Black Duck line, back along County 12, then home. 4 hours, same order, every storm. He kept a notebook. Not required, he just did. Mileage, start time, anything odd. Deer carcasses, mailboxes down. His handwriting is small and level, the whole book. The last entry in that notebook reads, 12, drift at the Vanek curve, 3rd time this week. Something in the... That's where it stops, mid-sentence. Pencil still clipped to the spiral. The Vanek curve is a 40-degree bend where County 12 drops toward a drainage cut. Locals called it that because the Vanek family farmed the quarter section behind it until 1994. If you take that bend at more than 40 in snow, you don't go into the ditch. You go over it, into a stand of jack pine that the county stopped clearing in the 80s. Which is exactly what a green 1987 Buick Century did on the night of March 3, 1987. Her name was Arlene Kaskinen. 31, she left a shift at a Bemidji laundromat at 10:40 p.m. on March 3, 1987, and told a co-worker she was driving out to her mother's place in Black Duck to settle it tonight. Her sister reported her missing on March 6th. The intake officer wrote the surname Kaskinen. The sister spelled it that way. Her driver's license said that too. But Arlene had married at 19 and divorced at 24. And for those 5 years, her legal surname was Kaskinen. 2 N's. Her vehicle registration was never changed back. So in the spring of 1987, Beltrami County had a missing woman filed under one spelling and a registered vehicle filed under another. One letter, in a paper system. That's the whole case. In October of 1989, a 14-year-old named Peter Vanek, grandson of the family the curve was named for, told his father he'd seen a car door in the pines while retrieving a calf. His father drove out, looked from the road, saw nothing, and told him it was a piece of equipment left from the guardrail work. Peter called the sheriff's non-emergency line himself 2 days later. A message was taken. That message pad survives. It has no date on it, no callback number, and it was never converted into a report. Peter Vanek moved to Duluth in 1993. He told the story at family gatherings for years. There's a car out at the curve, and it became the kind of thing a family teases somebody about. Nobody looked again for 17 years, until a snowplow driver with a notebook took the Vanek curve on the 3rd night of the same storm and noticed the drift wasn't building the way a drift builds. Snow doesn't pile against nothing. It piles against something. Delroy had cleared that curve 3 times in 5 days, and 3 times the drift rebuilt in the same wrong shape. Narrow, tall, and holding a straight edge. A straight edge in a snowdrift means a flat surface underneath it. A car door is a flat surface. At 4:02, he keyed the radio. There's a car in the tree line. Then nothing for 41 minutes. Here is what the recovery report established. Delroy Hask parked the plow, left the engine running and the door open, and walked 40 feet down the drainage cut in snow to his thighs. He was 58 and had a stent in his left artery. He got to the car. The report notes his prints circle it completely. Once, at approximately 4:39 a.m., walking back up the cut, Delroy Hask had a heart attack. The transmission at 4:43 was a passing driver who'd stopped for the running plow, found him and used his radio because his own cell had no signal at the Vanek curve. It still doesn't. The vehicle was a green 1987 Buick Century, registered to Arlene Kaskinen. 2 N's. She was still in the driver's seat. 19 winters. The pines had grown around the car so completely that 2 trunks were touching the passenger side. Recovered from the vehicle, a purse, $41, a laundromat time card punched out at 10:40 p.m., and a manila envelope in the glove box. The envelope contained a quitclaim deed to 80 acres in Black Duck, signed by Arlene's mother, transferring the land to Arlene's brother, dated 11 days before Arlene disappeared. Arlene had told her co-worker she was driving to Black Duck to settle it tonight. This is what she was going to settle, and here is where a lot of people expect this to become a murder. It doesn't. The reconstruction found no second vehicle, no impact damage, no evidence of anyone else at the scene. Arlene Kaskinen took a 40-degree bend too fast at night in March, on a road that drops into a drainage cut, angry, in 1987. It was an accident. That's all it ever was. What took 19 years wasn't a killer. It was a double N, and an undated message pad from a 14-year-old who was right. Beltrami County closed the file on Arlene Kaskinen in April 2006. The plow route on County 12 was renamed that same year. Drivers still call it the Hask route. Delroy Hask never knew whose car it was. He got there, walked around it once, and turned back to go tell somebody. Case file 001 closed. If your town has a case like this one, a file that sat open because of a clerical error, a wrong spelling, a report nobody converted, put it in the comments. Some of these become episodes. Case file 002 came from a comment